Hey everybody, Grayson here from Poke Profit. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few sealed items that are absolutely crushing it this month. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple cards, and then the back half of the video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive into some data, and it's something I've done in the past, looking at loose pack price versus price per pack in a booster box, looking at that ratio. We'll do that for the Sword and Shield era, and my plan is to also do it for the SV era Mega Block. And maybe we'll go back to Sun and Moon and just see over the next couple days kind of where things are at, because historically a lot of the time it's somewhere between 0.7 and 0.85, but we'll get to that here in a few minutes. I do want to start off with the Mega Charizard XEX, the UPC. This is around $210. And if you guys have been watching a while, you know that I was a fan of this product around $140 USD. I don't think it's going to be the best product ever, but it was a really solid buy at that price. And even if you're buying at 210 bucks now, I think you're still going to do very well in this UPC. I do think there's probably better places to put your money. And I didn't really expect this box to push over $200 for a while. Sure, they are selling at a fairly strong rate on eBay, but there's a lot of these out there. So it is kind of surprising to me that we're already at $210 USD. It's going to be interesting to see where these can go over the next couple months. The other thing that's continuing to run, Paldean Fates ETBs. These are now over $400 on TCG Player. And if we actually look at recent sales, $430 all day long on the Paldean Fates ETB. This is over the past, let's say, 48 to 72 hours, and it's only a few sales, right? So I don't think we should be calling this a $430 ETB yet, but it's pushing 400 bucks at this point, which, if we do the 1 year chart here, 187%, that's pretty solid return on your investment. And if you bought these 2 years ago, you were probably buying them for $35, $40 USD, which at that point, you're up, 1,000%, 900%, depending on your entry, maybe even a little bit more than 1,000% if you bought it like 30, 35. It's remarkable, the growth on some of these products. No, after that, Ascended Heroes ETB is $150 now. I think yesterday in the live, I was calling them 140. We're now at $150 an ETB, and they seem like they'll just keep running. I'm not sure if you guys go on r/pokeinvesting, the subreddit. I try not to spend too much time on Reddit, but there was an interesting post today about the Ascended Heroes booster bundle displays, which are now showing up in some other languages. I think it might have been French or German or something. People are still saying that they're not going to be in English. We will see, right? But either way, the ETB is running up in price. I think some of these other products for Ascended, the PCTBs, booster bundles, the poster collections, you have a lot of really solid options if you want to get in to Ascended. And we will look at recent sales too in that range. Perfect, which is good to see in my opinion. And it's not just sealed products that are running up. Actually, some of the cards are probably doing better. And I'm only highlighting a couple in this video, but just know a lot of money is being pushed into singles right now. The first one I wanted to show you, the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. This is now $272 USD, which I'm pretty sure is an all-time high on this card, up 185% over the past 365 days. Beautiful card as well. It makes sense in my eyes that this is the most expensive card in Crown Zenith. I know that might be an unpopular opinion. Some people like the gold cards, but I've always preferred the Mewtwo. The artwork I just think is great, him fighting with Charizard. So that's the first one I wanted to show you. After that, Meowth EX from Perfect Order. This is now $170 USD. Out the gate, it was in this range, and then it tanked down to around 130. And then over the past 2.5 weeks at this point, it ran up to around 185. Now it's around $170. I just want to show you quickly all of the cards in perfect order. We will sort by high to low. The gold Zygarde is still the most expensive at 180. Gold Zygarde, whatever, right? Like, not a card people are getting excited about. The SIR of Zygarde, I mean, it's barely holding on to the 3 digits right now. Everything else already below $100. I only see a lot of these cards getting cheaper in the future. I don't think the Meowth as interesting as it looks to some people, is going to hold around 170. To me, I'd be very shocked if that happens. But at least for right now, the Meowth is doing decently well, right? People are trying to pick that up. Maybe it's a grading play or something. No, afterwards, the Megazard from Phantasmal. I did want to bring this up because over the past couple weeks, it went from $830 down to around $750. However, over the past week or so, we're now back up to $830 again, and recent sales consistently in this range. And it's selling every day, right? Only one sale today. I'm recording this on April 14th, but yesterday, near mint sales, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 copies sell, and then a light plate as well for $820, which I don't know, maybe it should be going a little bit cheaper, but maybe the card's very, very close to near mint or something. Either way, the card overall still very, very expensive. It's getting graded at an insane rate. We'll probably take a look at that maybe on Saturday when we do the end of week market update. The final card I wanted to show you guys, which has had an amazing run over the past 28 days, the Forest Pikachu from Ascended, up 61.09%, sitting around $840 USD at this point. And recent sales, you have some closing in on $1,000, 950, 950, 893 approximately. You have an LP here at 700, but most of these sales probably average 900 bucks, maybe even a little bit above that over the past 72 hours. And now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer, here on April 11th, there actually was a sale at $1,000 exactly. So this card is very, very expensive. And selfishly, I kind of wanted Ascended Heroes cards to maybe be a little bit cheaper at this point, just because I have been anticipating making a larger move into Ascended. And I think with all these singles being where they are at this point, it's kind of propping up pre-orders and sale prices on some of the sealed products that I want to be getting, which it is what it is. But overall, it's an amazing set. You definitely need to have some exposure to Ascended, and hopefully, because again, nothing is a guarantee, you will be able this year to dollar cost average into the products that you see fit. So that's really all I want to get to in terms of the cards and sealed products that are moving up in price. The back half of this video, we're going to do a little bit of a data dive here for you guys who are interested. But before we get to that, if you enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video. It helps out a ton. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel, as always. Now, starting off Battle Styles, we're going to go through every set and just look at the pack price first. Battle Styles, you can see here, is $7.89. Chilling, $9.55. Evolving, this is actually up around 16% over the past 90 days or so. $42.53. Fusion, which is also up around 17-18%, currently around $15.36. Brilliant, $11.28. Astral, $9.28. Lost Origin, $14.75. And finally, Silver Tempest, $10.71. Now, why do I go through this first? Well, what I've done in the past is I've looked at the loose pack price, and then I've looked at booster box price, divided that by 36 to try and figure out the price per pack inside of a booster box. And generally, historically, when we've done this, a normal range has been somewhere between 0.7 and 0.85. And in theory, it should never be above 1, because that would mean that there's no premium on a booster box, which doesn't make sense. Like, why would you pay more for a loose pack of a set when you could get an actual sealed product, make sure that it's not tampered with, it's unweighed, it's unscanned, etc., right? So between 0.7 and 0.85 is a good range. If it's higher than that, I tend to say that the booster boxes are either undervalued or the packs are overvalued, or if it's below that ratio and it's like 0.5, 0.6, generally that tells me that loose packs are undervalued potentially. Ancillary products could go on a run there. And we've kind of seen that over the past 3 months with some of these loose packs being up 15 to 20%, whereas the booster boxes are either down or just flat in the same time period. So we'll get to the booster boxes just to show you guys, I'm taking these numbers from TCG Player today. Battle Styles around 262, Chilling around 490, Evolving, we're now 2620 in that range. Fusion still around 990, Brilliant 592, 593, Astral 387 more or less. Lost Origin, it's kind of surprising Lost Origin's still around 720 bucks. It's really taken a hit over the past 6 months, but 717, 718, and then silver, $468 more or less. All the numbers are here. You can see the BB price per pack, so booster box price per pack, just this number divided by 36. We get this here, and then the ratio, we're going loose pack by the booster box price per pack. And you can see here, battle styles is actually over 1 ratio, which again, probably shouldn't be a thing. Maybe you could make the argument battle styles booster boxes are undervalued. I think part of the reason here too, the loose packs just don't sell super often on TCG Player. If we come in here and look, today, April 14th, no sales. Yesterday, the 13th, no sales. April 12th, 1 pack sold, right? And then we have to go back to April 10th. There was 7 packs that sold. So because it doesn't sell super consistently compared to other products, I think that's kind of affecting the value here on TCG Player. I think in practice, people would probably have a very difficult time moving Battle Styles packs at $7.89. That's just my guess. Could be wrong about that, but I think that's kind of what's going on here. But when we look at the other alt art sets that do sell more consistently, are probably more popular, a lot of them are in what I would deem a healthy range. So for example, Chilling 0.7, that's on the lower end, but I'd still say it's kind of in a normal range. Evolving Infusion, we'll come back to these in a minute. Brilliant, slightly below normal, 0.69, I think that's fine though. Astral 0.86, a little bit on the higher end, but again, still kind of in a normal range. And then Lost Origin and Silver 0.74 and 0.82. These are respectable, absolutely within what I deem the normal range. So what this tells me is that I think most of the Sword and Shield booster boxes are in a normal range, right? We shouldn't be expecting them to explode. I don't think we should be expecting the ancillary products to explode. However, a couple of the sets, Evolving and Fusion, these are below 0.7 by a decent amount, and they're actually below 0.6. And if you've watched my videos before, when anything's below 0.6, you can look at the ancillary products and think of them as decent buys, because generally when this ratio gets lower, the ancillary stuff tends to do better over the next 90 days to 180 days. And that's kind of why, if we go look at the loose packs here, Evolving, you're up 16.3% over the past 3 months. 6-month chart, you're up 40%, right? What has the booster box done in the same time period? Basically flat. When we look at Fusion Strike, over the past 90 days, 17.61%. Over the past 6 months, a little bit higher than that, right? A little bit, basically. But if we look at the booster box over 6 months, it's actually down slightly, essentially flat. So this is why, in my opinion, I wouldn't be shocked if Evolving and Fusion, loose packs, sleeve packs, the blisters, build and battle kits, whatever you want to say, that stuff will probably continue to climb, not at a crazy rate, but if we did this 3 months from now, my guess would be those ancillary products are going to be another 10-15% higher than where they currently are, excuse me. So that's really all I want to get to in this video. I like doing this. It's a good check on where the booster box market is in relation to the ancillary products. I do want to do this for the SV era. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, which is kind of funny because Wednesdays we do the Sword and Shield update, but we'd be looking at the SV packs. Either way, you guys let me know what you think of the data. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you're having a great week. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.